All right, Corey in the house.
Alright, welcome. What's up? What's up? AC here for you.
Welcome to the Snide World, baby. So we here on the inaugural episode. I know I'm sitting strangely. There is a cat on my lap that you cannot see. Trust me. So, we're here starting the Snide Show. We got some big plans, some big ideas for this. But sort of starting small here. Just a little introduction. You know, if you haven't seen my page, roll on over to Corey the Curator.
Mine's there. It doesn't have anything on it yet, but it's AC, the man, the myth.
The myth. Father. He's the father in the gang, man. He's keeping the bloodline going. He's keeping the bloodline flowing through the tree of life, you know. Little Emperor Palpatine. So, what are we trying to accomplish here? Got my girlfriend rolling through the house in the background. That's what that sound was. Excuse me. Go ahead.
The overall accomplishment here is to create content, to grow, and span throughout Southwest Virginia.
Yeah.
And hopefully further beyond that, but...
Represent. So, yeah. Hopefully, eventually, a worldwide kind of thing. You know, we're cultured people. We like other ways of being, other than, you know, this bullshit. So, we got on the docket a little bit of. Did you find any news for us?
Oh, there's so much news, but none of it's worth your time.
Yeah.
We could talk about, you know, coronavirus more.
I'm pretty sure people got enough of that.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
But I mean, you know, that's what the news is full of most of.
You can't tell, but we're actually 6 feet apart, but we're using the computer technologies to, you know. No, we're both hermits, and we don't talk or speak or get within 6 feet of other people, generally. So we all know what everyone in our little world is exposed to, and you know, you got to get tested too. You know, all that. I don't know what this diseased cat is bringing into my house, though. I'd be curious to know exactly what I'm being infected with right now. Don't worry, she won't get on your lap because you smell like cigarettes.
That's right. That is true. She don't like me because I smell like cigarettes.
Cat deterrent. Everyone knows that. So yeah, if you've been on my channel, you'll see, you know, there's a little bit of game streaming and podcasting and whatnot, just sort of opinion-based stuff, and that's what the Snide World's all about. We're some snide, opinionated motherfuckers. You know, we got a voice. We got a voice, and we've been told it's entertaining. So we're here to share it. And yeah, usually we'll be doing like some topical type stuff, but we just got out of a business meeting, so we're, you know, kind of frazzled and just thought, you know, we got to get some content out there. We got to get some stuff out there. And we were planning on rolling this show out in a few months once we have all the production values and everything up, but you know, we're so good, we think this will do. This is a pretty good camera angle. I didn't think it would work, but, you know, move some stuff off the table and everything. It's usually the puzzle table.
I've seen the puzzles on the table. I've never been to one.
You've never made a puzzle?
Not on this table.
Not on this table, no. We were going to have like a weekly puzzle night again before we had to become full-time hermits. But yeah, we're here to connect out there. You know, if other people want to get on here and like stream with us or do like some guest spots, we're down for that. Some interesting YouTube people. I know there's quite a cast of characters out there. You know, people ready to shuck and jive and whatnot, ready to party down virtually. Might even do a couple of, you know, what do you think about that virtual stand-up comedy going on right now? Have you seen that?
No.
Zoom comedy. People like doing like online open mic type things, like comedy club type things. You know?
Well, I mean, people are streaming everything else. Might as well. I'm actually honestly surprised that it took Roma Tomatoes in order to, you know. get that rolling.
Roma.
Well, I'm going to start referring to Corona as Roma tomatoes because it's more interesting.
I like that. Get your Roma. It makes it sound a little, at first with Corona, people are like, oh, it kind of sounds like a beer. It's kind of fun. Roma tomatoes, that sounds like Rona tomatoes.
Yeah,
Rona tomatoes. Roma.
Well, it's not as off-putting as Corona is.
Corona, yeah, it's amazing that the beer has lasted. They're doing seltzers now, like everyone else.
There was a seltzer that came out long time. It was back in the 90s, late 80s and 90s, yeah.
Really? An alcoholic seltzer all the way back then.
Yeah, and it was clear. And they started reselling it again about a year or so ago.
White Claw? Or is it a different... or was it
else.
Corona?
No, it wasn't Corona. It was... I forget the name of the company now. Mm-hmm. But they sell them in 4 bottles per container. And I mean, the alcohol volume is like a 8%. It's basically the same thing as a Platinum.
Yeah. Back in the day, have you seen Platinum's gotten all the way down to like 5 point something?
Yeah.
I remember, anecdote within an anecdote. Back in the day when we used to party, we would get Bud Light Platinum because it was, while it was kind of low medium prices, it had at the time, I think when it first started, I want to say as high as 12%.
It was.
And that was the whole novelty, was that Bud Light Platinum was like, here's some fucking serious,
No, let me tell you.
And now it's down.
So a few years ago, right before our son was born, we stopped drinking. And
it's responsible.
After he was born, he was about 3 months old. He was staying with my parents, and so we had a night. We decided we were gonna drink, and I thought it'd be all right for me to down 6 Platinums that night.
What was the proof at that point?
At that point, the proof was 8.9, so basically a 9.
It was on its way down. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, keeping in mind that I hadn't drank for about a year at this point.
Yeah.
I was lost. I was so far gone. I jumped down the rabbit hole, and I couldn't find my way back out till, of course, the next morning. But in that time, apparently, I had, started crying.
Oh.
And then joking, and then ate an entire tub of cheese balls.
That ain't fun. That don't sound like fun.
No, it wasn't. Well, I don't remember if it was or wasn't fun.
You might have been having fun.
Maybe I had a hell of a time down there.
Sometimes when you're drunk, you're crying and you're having a good time. You're like, I'm having a great. I needed this. A little bit. I think
it was probably a little bit of that.
It's therapeutic for your ass. So. Yeah. So what? Before that, we were talking about the seltzer. I was trying to guess what kind of seltzer that was. So are you saying that this is the company that like started the seltzer thing?
As far as I know, yeah.
Okay.
They started it, and
someone looked that up. No one wants to see us sitting here Googling, but...
Yeah, so you can put it down there, and then we'll go from there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, link below to the original seltzer. Cool story, bro.
I would fist bump, but you're lying.
Go on, fist bump. Yeah. Alright, so, but before the seltzer, was it Platinum? Kind of got that out of the way. Before that, we got onto the Platinum from something else.
You got derailed.
No, I refuse.
But we were talking about partying back in the day and how Platinum was the go-to.
Yeah, Platinum was good. We pretty much did that. Pretty much got that out of the way. Before that, Corona.
Yeah, we were talking about Rona tomato.
We were trying to figure out how to get off the subject of Corona, and I guess we did it. And now here we are back again. Can't believe you didn't find any news.
Well, there's always the new 007.
Oh yeah, that was interesting. My man here, his source says that Tom Hardy is going to be the new 007, which you said pissed pissed Uncle Nikhil your stepdad off.
Yeah. I'm not exactly sure why. He didn't really explain, but I was talking to him because we were putting up our fence, and I brought it up, and he was like, "What? Why? That makes no sense to me."
Did he know that Tom Hardy's British?
He did, because I thought he was Australian because he played Mad Max in the last Mad Max movie, Fury Road.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
And typically, they only hired Australian actors to play in those movies. That's why originally Mel Gibson played Mad Max.
Mel Gibson's Australian?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm. That's how he got the part.
Interesting. Okay.
So that's why I assumed that, but then, of course, they only hire British individuals to play 007.
Yes. Yeah.
So, which, it's not, they don't have to just be Britain, they can be Wales, as long as they're basically not American.
Well, you see, and I don't remember, I wasn't there yet, but I read that Sean Connery, when he was first casted, people were like, what?
Yeah.
What? You're like a fucking Scot, dude. And then I guess maybe a Welsh person did it, and then, now they're basically, okay, as long as you UK, you're good. But Tom Hardy, I feel like he's one of those Brits that might as well be American, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's not really...
Well, he's played more American roles than he has anything else.
Yeah, but, I mean, it could be argued the same. I was a big Idris Elba. There she is. Look at that. I remember when Idris was in the talks. I was like, oh, like, now I'm interested in Bond again because he's just such a big commanding force, and he's a powerful actor. He would bring so much nuance to that character, but instead they just went with the grumpy Daniel Craig again. Grumpy Daniel Craig. That's Bond, is apparently, Grumpy Daniel Craig. I don't get it. He was cool for a couple flicks. He was cool. His grumpiness kind of came off as fierce. But now you just watch it, and there's so much behind the scenes stuff, and it's just like, ugh, like, who did? I don't know. And then I didn't like that they were retreading old Bond ground.
Well,
while at the same time canonizing that the other Casino Royale happened. So it's like, he's done Casino Royale twice? What is this, a time thing? Or?
Well, they're about to reboot the franchise from what I'm understanding, what I'm reading.
It could use it. I just hope they don't do what they did with Daniel Craig, where it's like, it's a new universe, and then, no, actually... I heard, you remember when he goes to, I heard this from Mark Bernardin, by the way, that's my source. If you go back to, I forget which one, I think it's Skyfall, where he goes and he sees the graveyard where his parents were.
Yeah, that's Skyfall.
And you see the old car, which canonized those old James Bond movies. Apparently, originally, that place that he goes to was going to be a retirement home for old Bonds. And they were going to get Pierce and Sean Connery and all those guys. And they were going to canonize the fan theory that this is multiple people and that James Bond is a moniker and it comes with the 007 identity.
Right.
And that would fix everything. That would fix all the inconsistencies, the actor changes, the fact that some things repeat and some things don't, is that this is a long scaling thing that's been passed down through generations, and these villains could have also done the same, passed down certain things. So that would have been great, and just because they couldn't get Sean Connery, they didn't do it. They could have gotten the other ones that are alive. They could have gotten, like, Pierce or someone and have a scene where Pierce is talking to Daniel Craig and he's like, yeah, it was different when I did it different when he did it,
Yeah.
I know that was so Cockney. That was not...
Yeah, that was
not, like...
I was just going to let it tread off,
I was James Bond, and then I was, kicking people in the nuts and shooting people.
Would you like a meat pie?
I would love a meat pie as long as you got a pint to go with it.
Mr. Lovitz, everyone.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. How long have we been going so far, I'd like to know. There isn't really a thing that tells... What does that say there? What does that say there? What does that say there, cuz?
It says 15:23.
15:23, and I think we were playing on like 20 minutes. You got anything else to add today? Like, what do you envision for the future here at the Snide Show?
Honestly, I envision whatever content we put out to get rebuttal from.
Oh, I love that. I love feedback. Negative,
And
positive, I don't give a fuck.
Basically, just build upon that.
Building upon
Because as of right now, it's going to be a lot of conversation pieces.
conversation pieces.
But
yes.
as far as what the conversation is going to be about.
Yeah. I mean, give us some topics. Like I said, we have perspectives on everything. And all that people, what the fuck do I give you about their perspective? It's, if it strikes you, it does. If it doesn't, you can go ahead and move on. But I know that, there's some people out there who with quirky sensibilities and whatnot that would like to get in on this. So, yeah. I'd love to just chat. I think it'd be cool to pull those people with the feedback, bring them in sometimes and be like, hey, like, what's up with you? What's your story? What's all that?
So let us know.
Yeah. Hit us up, man.
Does that fit into your
I think so.
category there, too?
I think so. Conversation pieces building upon the previous ones. I'd like to get some segments, but I want them to be organic. I don't want to shove in there like, this is now when we do that.
Here's your script
Yeah.
for the day. And if you don't like this itinerary, then fuck off. None of that.
Hey, this is just a list of obscenities.
Well. Oh, I forgot one.
Oh.
I did forget one. I know this is all typed out, but...
Ew. What?
Oh. Sorry. That makes more sense now.
Who's what? Ew. That's disgusting. No one wants to. No. I think that concludes today's episode of the Snide Show. Unless you want to put that out there.
No. I don't want to be known for that.
No one would. Much love. Stay snide.